Welcome to today's vlog where we share a dish we made using Chad and Anya's egg yolks. I hope you enjoy it and are inspired to make this dish yourself or to use food in a new way. I became aware of a food waste epidemic in the United States years ago, realizing how much gets thrown out. And through this, I was introduced to Freeganism. Actually, an Australian man told me about Freeganism. He had traveled around Mexico, South America, and eventually made his way back to Australia. But he had this idea of Freeganism, where he would eat whatever was free, whatever was in trash. He was a dumpster diver. So I looked into this in the United States, and there was even a film called Dive. Later in today's episode, I'm going to recommend some films, if you're in Morocco and you have Netflix, that show the area that I grew up in and, well, not the area, but the land a bit, as well as some of the culture around there, some basketball players. But anyways, the Freegan in Australia introduced me to these concepts, and it's something that I've tried to embrace in my life. My great-grandma always said that to waste food was one of the greatest sins. So appreciating where our nourishment comes from and giving thanks to everything that makes that possible and to not waste. So another theory I work with or rule for my life is I always eat the oldest food first in the fridge. I hate to see leftovers go bad in the fridge. This is tragic to me, and food is always going to be fresher now. So if there's a question whether you should eat this now or maybe tomorrow or later, always eat it now. It's going to be fresher. So Freeganism, eating food that is the least fresh first and working your way to the newer stuff will all help in food waste reduction. So today's dish is made with the leftover egg yolks from our friends downstairs and some breadcrumbs, which, fun fact, in Morocco, we do not throw out our bread. I did not know this until some time here, actually. But luckily, we have not been throwing out our bread, but we are making breadcrumbs with it instead. So let's check out today's dish featuring Andrea, and we'll get to the movie recommendations later. So I want to share with you another dish we've been making with our egg yolks from Chad and Anya, and this is egg yolk and breadcrumbs. It was inspired by my love for egg yolks and dipping buttery toast into the egg yolks that my grandma used to serve in a whiskey glass. She'd boil them a little bit, crack the top, and then we dip the toasty bread into the egg yolk. But here we have the egg yolks wrapped in the toasty bread. We put leftover bread that we have made into crumbs with the shredder. We toast it with some butter, spices, salt, pepper, and then when it starts to become brown, we put the eggs on top of it like a nest of breadcrumbs, and then the eggs sit on there. And then I like to cover it with the hot breadcrumbs to kind of just solidify things a bit more. But this is one of our things we've been eating these days. Feel free to put whatever spices you want. It's a little bit rich with just egg yolks, but it could also be a good topping for burgers, rice bowls, noodles, if you want to add more Asian spices. And again, it's watermelon season still. And this watermelon was 9.5 kilos, so we put that at about 20 pounds or so. And it is our best watermelon yet. So hopefully wherever you are in the world, watermelons will be coming to you soon. So you're in quarantine and you're kind of bored because Morocco hasn't uploaded any videos recently, but at least you maybe have Netflix, I want to recommend a few films. Someone asked on a video, what is your age and where are you from? And I am 30 years old and I am from a suburb of Chicago. So I was just speaking with my cousin and he recommended The Last Dance. It was a movie or a series with Michael Jordan, famous basketball player for the Chicago Bulls. And when I looked that up on Netflix, it recommended a movie named Space Jam. And if you have not seen Space Jam, I would definitely recommend checking out Space Jam. It's a movie with Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny and some aliens. So definitely check that one out. Other movies that show the Chicago area would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off, gives a good glimpse of the city and suburbs, as well as the Blues Brothers film take place around Illinois, I believe. So if you want to see a look into the land around where I grew up, you could check out these films on Netflix. And I hope you're all hanging in there all right with this quarantine. Also, another Netflix recommendation if you are in Morocco is Forrest Gump, a classic film following one man's journey through American history. This is also an excellent film to check out. Hope to find some more content for you soon, and thank you for tuning in.